Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for starting the week 30, 2016, July 25th. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purpose only. Support to your knowledge in the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. Alright guys, let's jump right in as we get started here on week 25. A little bit light on the economic calendar today here. Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey. We got a couple of red star events coming through the week. Earnings out today, about 194 S&P 500. Companies reporting this week as 68% as it stands today, or from Friday's close, of beating market and analysts' expectations. That's right, beating. So, is there fear and greed in the market? Well, sure you would think with the US.clock.org and the numbers continuing to climb there, but right now we are pretty settled with a fear and greed index in the green. But is that where the market was today? The market today, yes, pulling back actually. Price action coming down a little bit. So for the short, price action to the short on the market indices, there it was, 75 ticks on the NQ for a couple of setups. YM and ES best runners of the day. Take a look at the trend predictor. Again, still in its beta stage. We had a long end on the YM and the ES here. YM in the middle, ES, and then a short indicator on the NQ. NQ really not going much anywhere this morning. As you can see, price action for the majority of the session was here in the chop, but nice long trending move here. Again, it was all about catching up here on the charts, looking for the highest probability entry. When you got 5 charts in sync is the higher probability of continuing in trend. So ES and YM moving down here. We could see on all 5 charts, T3 moving averages underneath 50 under 144, midnight open, US open, Globex low, and finally the price action moving down on the YM. I'm sorry, this is the ES chart. And then you have your YM move to the downside. Again, bigger picture on the upper 2 charts, 50 underneath 144, indicating the technical momentum. You look for the entry on the left chart and puts you into the trend, which gave us just a little bit of a move there. There was one of the moves this morning on the NQ, as NQ moving downside, hoping it would run in sync with the rest, but again, very choppy on the NQ today, as we'll see here on the daily trend charts, but only getting a little bit of a piece on the ES and the YM, and after that, pretty much let it run out the rest of the session. All right, taking a look at the AD line. Again, there's that nice move on the outside as we've been rallying up here for some time. A little bit of greed, you can call it, in this market, but hey, markets trend, and that's where they go, and that's what you follow. You leave your bias out of the market, you trade the trend, and today's trend on the YM and ES had the highest probability. You know, you had a couple of setups there on the NQ today, but you know, when price action is just not moving and you got a range bar just holding there for 5, 10, 15 minutes, you just sometimes just got to let it go and say, it's not in the charts for me today. And for the most of the session, we just pretty much chiseled out there at the 750 for the remaining of the day. 5-minute charts as crude continues to come down, now at the low 43s. Price action holds, and as we get into EIA report this week, perhaps another move either up or down. We'll see what's looking ahead in current trend. Again, just a little bit of a move down here on all 3 indices. Here on the ES, and then coming right back upside to about the Globex low. Not too much, obviously finishing underneath today's open and daily gap, but for the most part, not a significant drop. Same picture here on the YM as price action moves down to the S2 and back up to 25-minute open range low. It was all the NQ this morning. Look at that choppy chop all the way down to Globex low, really never breaking that and finishing right up near the daily gap. Speaking of daily gaps, we still have daily gaps all to the downside. We have that all-time high zone up here in the NQ to watch out for. Again, market action pulling back here. 46.1075 is our first open gap, including 304 and 36.75. Crude again with some open gaps downside at 40.24 and 37.90, leaving an open gap from Friday's session here, 43.74. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. Right there, as price action finding that 43.23 that we talked about all last week. That 43.23 again around a level of price action back in the beginning of May, end of April, which found support before bouncing upside. So keep those levels of interest on your charts. Taking a look at the volume profile, again, YM has been pretty much straight across the board with ES. A lot of consolidation in the market. Again, consolidation is good. Consolidation will lead to some trend move, whether you want to read the posts out there in the articles that say market is headed higher or perhaps market's headed lower. It doesn't matter. Read the charts. Be prepared for the technical momentum in the trend. Crude again still holding downside, as we'll see here on the 4-hour chart. There's no challenging that. Taking a look at the fib levels, how do we do today? Very nice on the YM and the ES. Is here we have the middle chart. YM hit its target low, and ES pretty much huddled and zoned around there. NQ really not moving anywhere today. Take a look at the daily trend chart, starting with the crude. Again, price action moved down into the 43s. Sell signal there on 5 charts in the red. Very nice move under the T350. There it was pre-market. Can't say much about U.S. Regular trading hours. Very choppy here on the 2 indecision candles. You might have gotten in on the sell signal. If you kept your stop up the swing size, you would have been able to hold on, but crude really not moving anywhere today. YM again with the nicest move here. Again, this was right at the price action of the London session low. This price action jumping in here, getting a couple ticks off, but again ran down here and then bouncing back up to about the T350. NQ again, pretty much a chop session. Nothing exciting to talk about. A couple of moves. Remember we said price action, you know, you got the sell signal, maybe goes for a couple ticks. You're in a scalp mode at this point. Price action, nice move down. You get a sell signal here, 2 bars, and you're saying looks like a great setup, right? Then what does it do? Comes back up and down. Now, if stop is at the swing size, you're in good position. But if you're just watching the longevity of how long these bars are sitting here, you might just say, I'm not willing to trade this. I might want it to break out of the 25-minute open range, or perhaps the Globex high or low might have been the better decision, or you just stay out of the NQ entirely today. Take a look at the ES's price action on the ES. Again, it was pretty much chopped from the Sunday session, and there it was, sell signal underneath the midnight open, underneath the London session low, underneath Globex low, and you got yourself a nice runner here to the downside. And then it was pretty much chop it out the remainder of the day. Gold, not much to talk about. Again, signal here to the upside. Not all charts in sync. Might have just let this go. Here was the best signal of all on the gold to the downside. 5 charts in the red, and that was pretty much it. Excuse me. And then Euro, nice move overnight. 5 charts in the red to the downside. No complaints about that, but that was Friday's session. Again, Sunday session didn't have much to talk about there. You did have 5 charts in the red, but really didn't move anywhere. And then there's your European, that's your Asian market. There's your European session. 3 charts in the green, not a bad move, not a bad move. Buy signal above the T350, and maybe you're not waiting for the other 2 long charts, but long-term charts, but hey, there it is. Nice buy signal to the upside. And once again, now you had 4 charts into the move to the upside. All right, take a look at the big pick here across the charts on the 3 indices. We usually take a look at the crude here. Big chart on the crude is price action. Let's take a look at the daily crude as it reaches its 200 SMA. And again, if price action continues in trend, you don't have any open gaps right below you, look to the moving averages. So we'll look to 42.73 in the overnight session. And then we look to the 4-hour chart, which we just had up here. There she is. Again, it's been holding downtrend for the most part. So trend lines, Keltner channels, whatever you're watching, price action clearly as T3 moving averages holding downside underneath the 50-144 gives us that continued downtrend. So as the current trend in crude continues to the downside, I'll look for that 200 period moving average. I'll look to the daily gap downside as well, 40.24. I'll also look to the VPOX down here, next level 41.20 as the 4-hour chart continues downside. All right, taking a look at the big picture on the daily. NQ holding above the 50 and the 200 here, both on the NQ, ES, and YM, 50 above 200. Average volume is just slightly above the current numbers that we're putting out every day, so volume under par today. But again, a little bit of a pullback in the market, a little bit of indecision price action. NQ pretty much holding to the upside. So here we go. Next candle, solid body tail up. So indecision day, but holding upside in an upward trend. ES, a little bit of a pullback here on the 5 EMA, but still in a clear uptrend. Is 50 way above the 144, and Fibonacci target up ahead at 89.25. Again, look at that support right off the 50 EMA. And what we talk about, if price action is going to pull back in an uptrend, look first to that 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart. A little concerning here is the YM really drove price action downside today. There it is, down to the 50 EMA in both T3 moving averages to the downside. So got to watch that as we head into the overnight session and tomorrow. And we'll again take a look at what is up coming up. That's right, we had the price action on the VIX today. As we could see, get into that level zone underneath the 12. Watch for the sell signal in the market. And that's exactly what we got today. Price action on the VIX upside. Again, if you're trading the ETF, you can trade along with the VIX market as price action came up. Right up there to the T350, found the support here, as well as the T350 or the 50 EMA. So a little bit of resistance there. We'll see for the follow through for tomorrow. As we head into tomorrow, again, Apple earnings coming out. So let's start with our Apple chart here. Price action, the upper right hand corner, 3 charts. We have the daily, the weekly. So weekly here on the over on the right, we have the daily here and the 4-hour chart. So again, bigger time frame on the weekly has been in the green. Still find that support on the 200. Apple's got open gap up above. Again, as we roll into earnings, you just never know. It's a gamble, 50-50. You can lay it down on both sides which way we're going to go. But current trend is finding support here at the 144, still holding there, but price is below the 50 EMA, below the 50 EMA, below the 50, and below the 50. So a little concerning there that Apple is in a drive back down, a little bit of sell, maybe perhaps before earnings. We'll revisit this on Wednesday, see how those numbers came out. Actually, we'll be able to see those numbers after the market tomorrow, and then make a decision here on Wednesday whether we're in for a better setup to the short or a probability momentum move to get in at the lows as price action might head higher. Take a look at Amazon. Amazon coming out with its data this Thursday. Price action again pulling back on Amazon, back below the 50. Now, if you've been watching my videos for some weeks now, you'll notice a little bit of a different time frame. So yeah, I went ahead and changed that. I'm going to stick to the 100 tick in the upper left-hand corner, and then double the time here on a 200 tick higher time frame, just as we have on the intraday. So I have a 100 tick chart, a 150 tick chart, and a 200 tick chart. So as long as my higher time frames are in this in trend, you look for the entry on the 100 tick chart for a splice into the higher time frame, which will be the 4-hour, the daily, into the weekly. So if you put this all together, as we do each day, you have a uptrend on Amazon. Price action on Amazon and a daily has found support here at the 50. A little bit of a pullback on the 4-hour chart. And so what we do is we look for the opportunity on the intraday. Now, intraday pulling back, supporting this move on the 4-hour chart downside. Now, if Amazon is to turn itself around and find support off that 50, then we'll see that move come here on the 100, the 150, and the 200, which would then get us into the 4-hour chart, which would then follow to the upside, solid body tail up. So we'll watch this as we do now every other day and see if we have an opportunity for a good momentum move on Amazon. Moving into Facebook with earnings on Wednesday, still holding to the upside. T3 moving averages holding above the 50, holding above the 50 here. Again, 4-hour pretty strong. A little bit of a pullback here this morning as we saw the 100 tick chart pull back a little bit, but again back to the upside after support. So that would be a great splice in to get back into the 4-hour chart. We want for that to hold above the 50, which we had here today. So great move holding up here on the Amazon, but Facebook. But again, we want to watch for earnings coming out on Wednesday. Looking at Alphabet, Google with earnings out here on Thursday. Price action a little concerning here on the daily as it's hasn't yet crossed over. But again, bigger picture here. Price action holding upside above the 5200, price action holding upside above the 5200, as well as the T350 here. Again, on the 100 tick chart, we have price action pulling back in today's session. pulling back here on the 200 and the 150. So we'll watch for tomorrow's price action. If price action is to break below the 50, then what I'll look for is price action to find support either at 726 or 715. Again, you have to be wary of the earnings coming out. All right, Netflix, again, hasn't made much of a move after earnings from last week to the upside. We have price action, again, holding downside as Netflix holding underneath the 50 MA. So not yet ready to get in. If you got a values perspective that this is a good point to get in Netflix to the upside, again, I'd want to at least be on the intraday in the green, and I don't have that yet. So I can't make that technical momentum trend to show any different. As far as Starbucks is concerned, I love the rebound off Starbucks. Price action again, looking for the break above 50 here. Looking here on the daily chart, watch for the 200 up here. But again, holding upside on the four-hour chart, which is supported right there on the 200 and the 150 and the 100. So that's exactly what I'm looking for price action to splice into a move that has a bigger picture to the upside. So great analysis. So again, your intraday now, whether you're watching the 100 tick to splice into, that's up to you. But again, on a 100 tick chart, that would have been the entry right here at 57.31. As all three charts are in the green now, 4-hour upside. But again, you got to watch for some resistance ahead as Starbucks has the 200 period moving average right in its scopes. All right, as we head into tomorrow, economic platform, including all the economic data on the earnings as price action moves throughout the week. We have FOMC meeting, not expecting much of a move. EIA on Wednesday, and then a GDP, a couple red star events to finish out the week. All right, that concludes today's daily trend. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra of one simple strategy: any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter and at Trading Fibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only trade what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. Make sure you check out those future ETFs and market cap leaders, which includes, that's right, a weekly newsletter with covering everything from the ETF futures to FX pairs, etc. We look through those during the week, but you'll find a 100-page newsletter with charts and where we are currently in trend. All right, guys, have yourselves a Blue Zone day. Pretty exciting week as we roll out the month of July. Again, trade those charts in front of you. Leave your bias at the door. Have yourselves a good day, good night, and good trading to ya.